I'm going to show you how to make your calculations for statistics, and we're going to do this in Google. So I'm going to just go over here and go to Google, and I'm going to open my drive. I'll go into New, Google Sheets. So this is where you do statistics, is in Google Sheets. And I'm just going to put some random numbers in there. Let's see, 78, 42, 99, 4, 37, 86, 7, and 90. So I've just made up some numbers. And you are going to be responsible for mean, median, mode, range, and standard deviation. And for this video, all we're going to look at is actually how to calculate those things. We're not actually going to talk about them here. We're going to talk about them in class, and you'll be doing some reading with them. But we're just going to look at the calculations here. Mean, median, and mode are all three considered average, but in Google uses the word average for mean. So if you want the average, you simply go into Google and start typing equals and start to type out the word average, and you see it just pops up there. So you click on it, highlight all your numbers, and hit enter, and it gives it to you. Now the rule for average is to go one place past the original data. Since all of our numbers are whole numbers, we would go to the tenths place, so the answer that we would give would be 55.4, because that's what it rounds to. For median, median is the middle number, and if you have a small set of data, you can just put them in order by highlighting them, hitting data, and sort, and it will put them in order, and you can look at them. And if the median, if your numbers are odd, if you have an odd number of numbers, you can look at it and you can just find the middle number. So in this case we have an even number, we have 8. So these two are the two that are in the middle. So you would take the two and you would add them up and divide by 2. So we can do that, equals 42 plus 78 divided by 2. So my median is 60. In Google, you can also pull up median by hitting equals. Let's just start typing median and it appears. Highlight, hit enter, and it gives it to you. So you have those features in Google. Now for mode, mode is the one that Google is not accurate at all. So what you want to do is sort your data like I showed you by highlighting, go under data, and sort. So it sorts it for you. And you want to look at your data. Mode is the number that occurs most often. In this set of numbers, we do not have one number that occurs more than once. So we would say we have no mode. If we had a number that occurred twice and everything else occurred once, that means that that number occurs most often, so that would be my mode. I can have more than one mode. You just need to find out the numbers that occur most often. So let's say I had 2 4s and 2 99s and everything else occurred once. Then my mode would be 4 and 99. I would not average them. I would simply say 4 and 99. If I had a number that occurred twice and a number that occurred 3 times, the number that occurred 3 times would be my mode. It's the number that occurs most often. So now let's take those extra numbers out that I put in there so we can go back and look at what we had. Range is the other one I told you that you would be responsible for. Range is simply take the highest number minus the lowest number. So, and if you're bad at math, just come over here and say equals 99 minus 4, enter, and there's my range. 95 would be my range. Standard deviation is basically a measurement of how much your data changes. Again, in Google, you just hit equals, start typing standard deviation, and you'll see it appear. Highlight your numbers that you're trying to find the standard deviation for and hit enter. and it gives it to you. Remember, the round off rule is one place past your original data, so we would say 37.9 would be my standard deviation. So again, for most things in Google, if you're trying to find them, if you're doing average or mean is the same thing as average in Google, you hit equals, start typing what you want, it's going to appear, highlight your numbers, hit enter. And that's all you do for Google.